Hi everyone, my name is Mark. I'm currently integration staff at the VMF, which basically means I try to introduce mostly the rescued orphans that we have. I try to introduce them into our established trips that we have at the foundation, using the foster mom approach as Josie mentioned in our talk earlier. I'll just go over briefly how I started. In 2010, I was in work one day and I was just really bored, as you are, and I basically just typed into Google volunteering Africa, and actually one of the first things that came up was the Vervet Monkey Foundation, and it took me maybe a week. Every day I logged on, had another look at it, I wasn't sure, kept deciding not to do it, and then eventually I just decided, just pay for it, and then you'll have to do it. So I did that. I went out in the summer of 2010 for 4 weeks, and I loved the place. The whole foundation, I loved the area. In Limpopo, it's up in the north side of South Africa, so it's very tropical. Beautiful, beautiful area. And obviously the monkeys, I love the monkeys. I also love the communal living. It's very eco-friendly, communal living lifestyle. There's lots of other people you're living with them 24 hours a day. It's really cool. So I went back home. And straight away I decided that I had to go back. So almost straight away I booked another 6-month stay in 2012. So actually quite a long way away. So I went out for 6 months again, and that's when I started to get involved with the integrations and starting to work with the rescued babies and introducing them into social groups. And then after 6 months I went back again. I was like, that's not long enough, I have to go back again. So I was in work one day and I had a really bad day. I have an office job, it's really boring. And I basically was like, screw this. And I messaged Josie and asked her if she had any staff positions available. And she said, yeah, so I can come out to do the integrations. So I went back out last year, October?
Nearly a year.
Last October, so I've nearly been a staff member for a year now. So at the minute we're basically last baby season, which is December through to March is when we get most of our rescued orphans. Last year we had a record number arrive at the foundation, 27. So it was a lot of hard work getting these monkeys into troops, and we had so many. We're actually still trying to integrate the last monkey, Chief Longhair. We've named him because he has long hair, and so that's what we're working on at the minute. So he's a little bit older, so he doesn't get treated like a baby. So he's the only baby really from this season that won't have a specific foster mom. So he's having to go out into the main enclosure by himself and come back by himself. Whereas usually with the foster moms, so we have the large enclosures, and on the side of the large enclosures there's the smaller cages, introduction cages we call them, where we can let adult females in. If they bond with the baby, they'll eventually carry the baby out into the main trip, and from there on the baby's fine, he's in perfect care. Unfortunately with Chief, he's too big, so he doesn't have a foster mom to carry him out into the main trip. So we have to sit there every day, all day, and just allow him to come in and out as he pleases. And he's a very nervous monkey. He was kept as a pet for 3 or 4 months, so he is quite humanized, which makes it very difficult because he's played with humans. He's more boisterous, more playful, and sometimes he's a bit too playful. As I say, just because he's been handled by humans. So it's taken a long time, and unfortunately that's the consequences of keeping monkeys as pets. It can become very difficult to introduce them. They have to almost relearn their natural behaviour to join the monkeys again. So it's taken 3 months, and we're still some of the babies go in a matter of days into the troops, but with Chief it's taken 3 months, and it's a lot of hard work. So we might even be doing it when the next baby season starts in November. I mean, hopefully he'll be out by then, but that's what I'm working on at the minute. Hopefully, I've eventually he'll decide to stay out in the troop. And when he sleeps out in the troop overnight, that's really when he becomes integrated into the troop. So we're just trying to build his confidence slowly, allow him to bond, and the little intro cage is his safe zone, so when he gets scared out in the troop, he runs back in, and it's just doing this every day, letting him go out, play for a while. There's 3 other babies in the troops, 3 other orphans that we had this year, so he's bonded with them quite well. They're very playful, and that's basically what I'm doing at the minute.
Talk about your vegan running.
What's
Your vegan running.
Oh, the vegan running. Yeah, so I wasn't a vegan the first time I volunteered, but in 2012, when I was there for 6 months, because I'd been eating vegan for so long, I started to look into it more, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. So when I went home, I kept up the vegan diet, and I'm also a runner, and I noticed that my running improved. Not necessarily the times, but recovery, and I got injured a lot less. My recovery times dropped. I just found it so much easier, so much more energy. And when was it, June? This June, there's an event in Limpopo, the Iron Crown Challenge, where you run up to the highest point in the province, the Iron Crown Mountain, and back down again. It's a half marathon. So I turned that into a fundraiser, and I managed to raise £1,000, which went towards the Vervet Forest project. So that £1,000 helps us to get 1 more hectare for eventually our release site. So I managed to get £1,000, worked really well, and yeah, that's me. that's where I'm at.
Does anyone have any questions for Mark?
Oh, any questions? No, perfect.